All right, good.
I didn't see it, but obviously a big stop and a big moment that got us the win there. Yeah, I mean we gotta execute better in the fourth quarter, so it doesn't come down to that.
What is sort of the biggest takeaway you have?
Just too many mistakes at the end of the day. I felt like there was times offensively we moved the ball, didn't execute in the red zone, didn't execute enough on third down, but too many mistakes. We got to clean that up if we want to get to where we want to go.
Before the last punt, it looked like you had a conversation with Andy. Are you trying to make the case to go for it? Are you thinking you might go for it?
Yeah, I mean, you're right on the edge of going for it. So we were talking about possibly going for it, and we trusted in our defense, and it worked out for us.
Patrick, you clinched a playoff spot today, as you know. Does this one feel any different given the down-to-the-wire nature of almost all these games? Does this one feel any different?
I'm not necessarily. I mean, I think when you clinch a playoff spot, that's your first goal is to get into the playoffs and give yourself a chance to go for that Super Bowl. But we know we have a long ways to go. We got to continue to work to get better, to continue to be a better football team going into the playoffs.
Getting the sense that it's a little bit bittersweet, just in your eyes. Do you feel like that is sort of representation of what the team is feeling right now?
We just hold ourselves to such a high standard that we don't feel like we're playing our best football altogether, and it seems like every game it's offense does good, defense does good, kind of vice versa. We got to find a way to build up so we can play great as a full entire team. It's awesome that we're finding ways to get wins. At the end of the day, that's what you're going for. But our goal is to get to that Super Bowl, so we're going to try to continue to get better and better so that we're playing our best football hopefully by the end of the year.
Patrick, they made the move at left tackle in the second half, set one you down. How difficult is that to make a move during a game? And just that situation with some penalties and some sacks and things on that end, I guess it was a necessary thing to do.
Yeah, I mean, whoever's out there, I trust those guys to go out there and make it happen. I've seen those guys play, and they've played at high levels. The coaches made a move, and I thought the guys went in there and did a good job. I got to trust it. I think there was times I didn't trust it there on that last drive, and if I can trust it and maybe make some of those throws, that we're not in the situation that we were in at the end of the game.
Patrick, is anything's going to stand out to you the most from this game? The biggest takeaway?
It's just missed opportunities at the end of the day. I mean, there's going to be a lot of good. I mean, usually it's better than you think, or it's worse than you think. But there's going to be a lot of good on tape. But we have to just find ways to execute. I mean, there was one I hit Juju kind of on the cover zero blitz. I mean, I hit Trav, and Juju was wide open probably for a touchdown. And there's the one at the end of the game with Xavier. If I can just give him a chance to make the catch there, we can ice it there. He goes down at the 2-yard line. We ice it. And so it's just missed opportunities. And we got to execute on those opportunities if we want to get to where we want to go.
On that third down play, that seems like a higher risk play than just running the ball or something underneath. Just take us through the reads on that play. Was that the first read?
Yeah, I mean, it was that was the only read. We knew they gave me the choice to go out there. We called the play with some options, and we got the exact coverage that we wanted. We had a 9-man type protection that we were going to let Xavier just win one-on-one. He got cover zero type coverage, and he won. I just got to find a way to make the throw.
Patrick, how do you balance the need to improve, like you said, to get to where you want to go versus the fact that you guys are building calluses right now, kind of learning how to win, battling late in games, and sort of the positive takeaways from moments like that?
Yeah, I think, when you look back, it keeps you hungry. I mean, you're not satisfied with where we're at, even though we're winning football games. And so we know we have to get better. I think everybody in that locker room knows we have to get better. But we want to go out there and do that and prove that. So our goal is over these last few games is to prove the team that we believe we really are going into the playoffs and then play like that throughout the playoffs.
I wanted to ask you a couple of plays with DeAndre. It looked like that one late in the first half. Did you guys read something similarly and then the back shoulder?
Yeah, no, we knew they were going to try to make a play because just in that situation of the game, they were going to try to make a play and jump a route. And so talked to him about it in the huddle, kind of got it to a little check, and then he made a play down the field. What was the second one again?
The back shoulder.
Yeah, the back shoulder. They were kind of playing that kind of double trav type of coverage. And when they do that, you have one-on-ones, especially into the boundary. And so he actually went over the top. I kind of predetermined the back shoulder, but he came back and made a great play. And so if they're going to give him one-on-one matchups, man, he can win. And so I'm going to keep giving him chances.
All right. As far as the injuries go, really Nick Bolton was the only one that got hurt a little bit, but he was able to come back in the game. Did a nice job finishing up.
There are some good things. Most of all, the win was a positive here, and these things are hard to get in this league, and especially against this crew. They do a nice job, and against us, it seems like every time we play them, so it comes right down to the end. So a couple the highlights. Pat had a big day. He was 25 for 43 for over 300 yards, touchdown. Kelce had a big day with 7 catches for 68 yards, and D-Hop showed up with 4 catches for 90 yards. And then we did a nice job on third downs. The red zone, we've got to do better there. We were 1 for 5 in the red zone, and that's not good enough when you're playing a team like this. So we've got to take care of business there. The 6 penalties on the offense and the defensive side was not a positive either. We've got to make sure we clean some of those things up. It's hard to go backwards in this league and win games, and we were doing it there a little bit. On the defensive side, Bolton had a nice day with 10 tackles, and the fumble recovery at the end was tremendous. George had a sack and a deflection, which was big, and then Chris Jones came up real big with the 2 sacks, and he was playing on the other side there. It was good to get Omenihu suited up and playing. And then our kicker, Matt, with 4 kicks. He had the long one that he missed, but that was a long shot to start with. And then the other ones that were more in that range where you've got to be consistent. He was consistent with it. So, but the guys get a little bit of rest here, which I think is a good thing, coming off the short week. And the kind of crazy schedule that we have. So they're going to get a couple days off, and I know they'll take advantage of that by resting up. So with that, time's yours.
Can you take us through just the left tackle and then making the switch?
Yeah, so Wanye was struggling a little bit. So moved Joe over there, Caliendo in at guard. I thought it was the right thing to do at that time. Talked to Andy about it. He agreed with it, and so we made that move, and just to solidify things. Pat took a few hits there, and so we were struggling at times.
How disruptive is it to your offense that position's not solidified?
Well, I tell you, yeah, I mean, I think you know this, Sam, but I would tell you that it's disruptive to any offense if the quarterback's getting hit and not able to get the ball off, and so that's. That can be a problem. Now, listen, he's playing against a couple good players, and so, but you've got to do better than what we did there.
I talked to Wanye in there a little bit. He was disappointed himself for penalties as well. Those are things you just can't do in that spot, especially when you're struggling.
Yeah, good observation. Yeah, you can't do that. So penalties are killers in this thing, and then the sacks are killers. So going backwards.
Andy, you guys clinched a playoff spot today, as you know. Does this one feel any different given the down-to-the-wire nature of almost all these games?
Well, it's a lot earlier than the other ones.
Coach, can you take us through the play at the end with the fumble and kind of what your view of it was and the referee's explanation? It seemed a little confusing.
Yeah, it wasn't confusing from our standpoint. We were good with it. They had to clarify a couple things, but it was a fumble, and they just wanted to make sure they had all the bases covered.
How much consideration did you give going for it there?
Yeah, I did. I considered it. That's why I called the timeout there. Hindsight, it might have been a good thing to do it, although we came out with a win. So.
What was
Patrick threw
it?
it 46 times, only 14 rushes. How much of that had to do with the protection, or was it just a product of how the game was going that you went away from that?
The run, you're saying? Yeah, well, we weren't doing too good with it. And so I felt the way they were playing, they were bringing an extra guy. I felt like we were better off with a short passing game, which was working. We were going up and down the field. We just weren't doing very good in the red zone. So we were struggling with the runs early. And so that was a decision I made with it.
Andy, why did you decide to punt there?
Yeah, listen, I mean, that's one of those catch-22s either way. I would tell you that our punter was on fire today, doing a great job, and he backed him up, and I've trusted what we would do defensively there. So.
Did Frazier have something for you there at all?
Well, we talk. I mean, yeah, we talk. Yeah.
How did you sense Pacheco in a minute when he came out from Everton?
Say that again, Pacheco.
Back in the lineup?
Yeah, that was great. I thought that was a positive. It was good to get Pacheco some reps in there. I thought he did a nice job when we had an opportunity to run.